Our nation wants progress toward energy security, affordable energy, and they want to reduce pollution, and they want to fight global warming. There's no doubt about that. They want us, this Congress, to do something. But they want us to do the right things, wise things, prudent things, not wrong things. So I traveled my state this past week, all week, from every corner of it. My wife and I traveled around, and we talked to a lot of people. One thing that's absolutely clear to anybody who has eyes to see and ears to hear is that the American people are terribly concerned about the surging gasoline prices, electricity prices that are rising, and this is hurting them. Not an academic matter we're talking about. Average families, mothers, carpooling and driving to work are going to the gas pump and finding that when the month is over, their bill is now $50, $75, $100 more for the same amount of gasoline that they bought 2 or 3 years ago. And it impacts their budget. They have less things to pay other bills with, to fix the brakes on the car or a set of tires, or take a trip, or have a medical expense, or buy a new suit of clothes. These things are reduced when we've now added to their normal expenses $50, $75, $100 a month for fuel. And some of that, I believe we can do something about. Some of that we may not. We have to be honest with our constituents. But they want us to do something. They're not happy, and they should not be, that we are importing 60% of the gasoline and oil that we need to run our country on from foreign countries, many of whom are hostile to us. We are expending. We are transferring out of our country $500 billion just to purchase that oil. It is the greatest wealth transfer in the history of the world. No one has ever seen anything like it before. And it is, in my opinion, without any doubt, a factor, a major factor, perhaps the major factor in the economic slowdown that we are seeing today, in making us less competitive and in reducing, threatens jobs and the health of our economy. Now, when you talk to people in my state, and I think any state that you would consider, and you tell them, well, we're going to be talking about energy and matters next week, and we've got a cap and trade bill that's on the Senate floor. Our good and decent and trustworthy citizens, the one that still have a modicum of confidence in Congress, you know what they think? You know what they think? They think we're going to set about in Congress to do something about surging energy prices, to contain the increase in gasoline prices, to reduce our dependence on foreign oil and this incredible wealth transfer, leaving our nation's security at risk. And they think we're going to take steps to strengthen the American economy. Why shouldn't they? Isn't that what they pay us to do? But oh no. They would be shocked to learn that the Democratic leadership of that great Democratic Party, which claims to represent middle-class Americans, is uninterested in these matters, but is now attempting to pass legislation that will raise taxes, raise substantially energy costs, gasoline prices, 50 cents plus a gallon, will cause worker layoffs and hurt our economy and leave us less competitive in the world marketplace. That's what this bill will do. It's just the opposite of what the American people, our dutiful citizens who send us here, would expect us to be doing at this time. Now, Monday, My good friend, Senator Reid, the Democratic leader, and I do admire him, and he's got a tough job. There's no doubt about it. But no, he can't make everybody happy. But he seemed hurt Monday that the Republican leader, Mitch McConnell, said bringing this bill up demonstrated he was out of touch. Well, that's, I'd say, maybe too nice a term. Maybe clueless would have been a legitimate term. Senator Reid, he's such a wonderful guy. He comes from Searchlight in Nevada. I suggest he goes back to Searchlight and talk to real people. What are they going to say? They want us to raise prices of gasoline? Give me a break. They're not going to tell him in Searchlight, like they didn't tell me in Alabama, to go up there and pass higher taxes on gasoline, create bureaucracies, the likes of which we've never seen, create high energy prices, drive up the price of energy by this complex, sneaky cap-and-trade tax system that the Wall Street Journal calls the greatest wealth transfer since the income tax. Or create a bureaucracy that's going to monitor this complexity throughout the country. It's unbelievable. 342 pages of this bill is now before us, and it's not the right thing. It would represent an injection of Washington into the most marvelous thing we have in many ways in our country, the free American economy. And it would be an injection of Washington into that economy of unprecedented proportions. The goal of this legislation is to reduce CO2 emissions in our country, they say, by 71% by 2050. And that means reduce the amount of carbon fuels that we use by 71% by 2050. But the population is increasing in our country during this time significantly by every proposal. I think that's accurate. And when you calculate that out, it means we're going to reduce carbon emissions per American, per capita, 90%. Virtually the elimination of coal, natural gas, and gasoline and oil. Just eliminate those from the American economy. We do not have the science and the technology to get us there yet. Yet this bill would put on a direct guide path to that direction. The fact that this is a tax, that it would drive up energy cost, indeed a sneaky tax, on the American people is indisputable. Nobody disputes that. To borrow a phrase from former Vice President Gore, the debate is over on that question. This bill will increase the cost of energy, and high energy prices will reduce economic output, reduce our purchasing power, lower the demand for goods and services, make us less competitive in the world, and ultimately cost American jobs. That's just a fact. Supporters will argue it creates a fund to alleviate high energy costs for low-income Americans by reallocating some of the trillions of dollars to people according to the political whims of, I guess, of this Congress, decide who will win and who will get money back and who won't get money back. The current increase in gasoline prices alone amounts to about 50 cents a gallon, as I indicated, under this legislation. And amazingly, it does nothing, zero, to produce any more clean American energy and lower the price of gasoline, to produce our energy here at home. I worry about that. In the years to come, we're going to be using a lot of oil and gas and coal. We could use coal, clean coal, to create our liquid fuels that we could burn in our automobile. All of that absolutely can be done to reduce the dependence on foreign oil. And let me just tell you, there's a big difference economically. If you just take a moment to think about it, instead of sending $500 billion to Venezuela and Saudi Arabia and UAE to buy oil with, if we spent that money at home creating American jobs and American workers. Mr. President, I thank the chair, and I just would tell my colleagues this is a bill unjustified, unwise. It takes us, it's change, but change in the wrong direction. I urge its defeat.